Hello, this is Mitch King with the Wednesday evening, July 8th, 2009 Daily Stock Report. Here's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The market didn't move much, but it looks like to me we've finished a short-term bottom in which stocks should rebound for a few days from here, especially the oil stocks. Here's a close-up look, looking for this to possibly move up for a couple days and then very possibly met with more selling to a lower low. Let's continue to move on to the Nasdaq Composite, which is breaking down also. It's been the last to break down. Here's the S&P 500. Dip down low right in here if you look at this here. And then close for the day with very little change here with only 0.2% down for the day. As you can tell from the text version, I've been talking about the oil stocks a lot tonight, and we have now 6 down days in a row, which is substantial for an index, down another 2.9%. I'm looking for this sector to rebound here, maybe just move down a little bit at first, but I'm thinking we're going to have a substantial rebound, which is perfect for the oil stocks that I've listed here. Let's get right to those oil stocks. Here's CRK, Comstock Resources, and Independent Oil and Gas. Talked about this last night. Did a nice drop here, low of 27.88, which is right in here. Had a rebound. That could be the bottom. We have slightly more volume. Again, you've been hearing me say I'd like to see this volume ramp up. It doesn't look like we're going to get that, but we still can make a bottom here in the next day or so and start to see a pattern somewhat like that. And that's what I think we're going to be looking at. Let's move on to another oil stock. Here's XTO. XTO is another independent oil stock, also looking for this to move up. Here's RIG, which is Transocean. It's an oil and gas drilling and exploration company. Let's take a little closer look on this. Looking for this to rebound up nicely, probably something like this. And that difference between this price of, let's say that that's 72, and then this here from 65 to 72, that's $7, is what we'd be looking for as a profit potential. And that's 10 to 12% profit potential I'd be looking for on something like this with this kind of chart pattern. Here's TSO, an oil and gas refining. Excellent move. I'm expecting an excellent move in this stock here. Dropped all the way from $18 a month ago to $11 today, or under $11. And we could very well, looking for this stock to rebound nicely here, doing some sort of motion like that. Could get to mid-13s on this, which would be a substantial profit potential. I might be a little optimistic, but what we're looking for is the stock may not go up in that straight line. It may very well possibly move up in here, then have a few days down here like something like this, and then a higher high, something like this. So for a short-term trader who's able to get in and out, this would be a very good place to consider taking your profits and moving, getting out of the way, letting it drop, repurchases down here. For those of you who are not able to do that on a short-term basis or don't prefer to and want to hang on to it, I think this oil sector is going to rebound for some weeks, but it'll be very powerful in the early few days, and that would be a surge. So if you're a short-term trader focusing on a higher probability and a lower risk and a lower profit potential, then you'd want to get out on the first rebound up, which would be right here on the first one. So how do you like my artwork? Here's another oil stock, FST, Forest Oil, same sector. Here's another one that's a very aggressive stock, meaning it's a little higher risk. Here's a stock that's a little higher risk only because of the fact that it's been on a downtrend with hardly any rebound since late May, but I'm thinking that we still should have a rebound in this stock fairly soon. I'm thinking tomorrow we start gradually buying on this. It's around $16, dropped to $15.66 today, and if it drops a little bit more lower than the $15.66 we had today, which is shown right up here in the upper left, then we could have possibly a couple dollar rebound, which is very substantial, a very substantial profit percentage, a very substantial profit potential. But this one is a little more dangerous than the other oil stocks because it's been dropping on a trend for pretty much 5 straight weeks. First Solar, looking for this to have a nice little rebound here. Probably started today in that bottom, something like that. We'll be looking at 170, 172. That sounds like a big move to have 22 points, but it's a $150 stock right now. So that's somewhere around 12 to 13%, maybe 15% profit potential in that move. Wanted to cover LEN, Lennar, the residential home builder. The stock did better than we thought. Originally, it went down to $7.98 today. I kind of got an idea the last day or so that this is going to drop a little more. So I did an intraday email to you to cover any short position in Lennar. Don't worry about the fact that you might have covered it at $8.30 and it dropped to $7.98. You don't really worry about it at this point. You're just trying to find the sweet spot of these moves, and this was an excellent profit potential of about 22%. So there's no trade idea in this. I wouldn't mess with this at all at this point. Also note that the TLT, the bond fund ETF, is moving up really nicely the last couple days to a higher high, up about 1.8% today, and this is an excellent looking trend. It's already yielding over 4%. If you had bought it down to this price level, actually it probably been a higher down here, about 4.425 if you had purchased it down here at that price. And then you're making money on the appreciation of the ETF itself. So you're making money 2 different ways: on the yield of those bonds that you hold if you own the ETF, as well as the capital appreciation in the price of the ETF when you come to sell it, assuming you bought it for these numbers in here when it's been on the stock list. So you guys take care, put the odds in your favor. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.